Another check-in with Quincy City Council President, at-large Councilor Noel DeBona, for an update on what was the last council meeting of February. Noel, how are you?
And yes, it was. Good morning, Joe. How you doing this morning?
We're great. A minimal snowstorm, so that's okay with me.
Yeah, a couple inches out there, which isn't bad. And the timing of the storm allowed for a pre-treatment of sand and salt, obviously, out there, and pre-treating the roads, and then having a grip on it this morning. The roads look good out there. Kudos and thank yous to the DPW department, Al Gracioso, the commissioner there. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I come in very early, and even then, everything was just fine. So no problems at all.
Yes, it's good. We were supposed to get a lot more inches, and you wake up this morning and you look at the roads and they look pretty good. So it allows the commutes with all these folks coming in and out of Quincy to get to work is good this morning. Thumbs up.
So you had a pretty light agenda, it looks like, last night, just 2 items, right?
Yes, Joe, this time of the year, after we get into winter session, which is, December, we're closing out, we have a little break, and then we start back up again. The first 3 months are primarily lighter agendas, and then you get into the meat of it all, where you get into mid-March and April, where you get a lot more agenda items. We only had 2 agenda items on there last night. Obviously, one appropriations for 1.995 went into the sewer and drainage rehabilitation for seawall design and flood protection measures. It's been an ongoing, with the seawalls, and over the last few years, ever since we had that huge flooding storm back in March of 2020, January 2020 as well in the Squantum area. So actually, it's been even further out. Has it been 2018? It has. Geez, I was thinking of the pandemic, but no, it's actually been further out. So this has almost been a 5 to 6 year plan. It really has.
Right. Yeah, it's time goes quickly, but I'm sure
flies. I'm thinking about
affected by it. I'll remember, I'm sure.
You're talking about February. We're closing out February. We're going into March. It's been 3 years of the pandemic, but it's been further than that. It was March of 18 that Governor Charles Baker was out, helping us out with that, all the flood mitigation situation and out looking at Post Island in that particular area. So this is another part of the plan to get appropriation. Goes into finance. We didn't talk too much about it. Councilor McCarthy, obviously Ward 1 councilor, talked a little bit about how it's important to get we're going further out with seawall. We got to get the design phases in, and the question is not if it's going to happen. Again, it's just when it's going to happen with these storms. So obviously today's a snow event, but we just got to be protected, and we got to have some proactive measures to be ready for it.
Oh yeah, one of those nor'easters can spin up anytime, and that's really when the city takes a pounding.
It sure does, and it just having everything in place and just being ready, I guess I could say. Our second appropriation was a community preservation. Usually we don't have these items come out this early. It usually is in June after we've done all the community preservation. I'm on the committee. We usually do this in June. This was an emergency item that had to come out. We have voted on it in last month, a couple weeks ago, and then it was finally put on the agenda for the city council. So it goes to the CPC, which is Community Preservation Committee, the CPA Act. It gets voted on. It goes to the mayor. The mayor wants to approve it. He approves it. We put it on the agenda, and we got an approval last night with the 7-0 vote. Actually, it was 8-0 vote on both ones. So actually 7-0 was only 7 members there last night, but 8-0 vote on the community preservation. So was unanimous on both ends. The Southern Tide Mill it's in a terrible condition right now, Joe. It's been in a bad condition for many, many years, and the structure almost looks like it's going to fall over. It's an emergency item with public buildings, and Paul Hines, the commissioner over there, will get a couple months of extra time to get on it. If we had waited till June, the money might not have been available until almost July. If we do it now, we get it in the pipeline, it gets approved, and we can get the funding and basically prevent it from collapsing and falling down. So there is a master plan with the Southern Tide Mill, which is now city owned, and it's the next step of fixing that particular structure in that area.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures from the engineering firm. Some of the support pilings underneath are very, very compromised. So it's just teetering on some dirt, it looks like.
It really is. And a few years ago, I went over there and took a look, and it's very dangerous. If you know, even animals that are in there, and if a person went in there, they could fall right through the structure. It's very, very dangerous. So they're going to have to put in the proper measures to get that stabilized, and then obviously engineering wise is to get that, you know, structure in order, and keep it preserved as a historical preservation.
Yeah.
You know,
So the funding was approved? No, it didn't go into committee. It was approved.
no, it got approved last night, and it basically is going to go now to CPC. Will authorize the funding to be released and get right on it right away.
Okay. Very good. And that was all that was on the agenda. Anything else that came up?
That's not really it. You know, as I know, my fellow counselor, former counselor Palmucci, he's now a judge. He used to be a big resolution guy. He used to come in with a lot of different items. He was a big legislator. He was very smart, and he's no longer on the council. It's a different dynamics of a city council. Counselor Phelan and Counselor Andronico were missing last night as well. So it was and Counselor Devine was in on in the new chamber. So it's just a different dynamics of when I got on first in 2000. I first elected in 15 and was on in 16. And it's a totally different dynamics of counselors, and it's just the evolution of the city council, and it's just a different group. So I think I expect a lot more stuff to be on the agenda in the next, obviously the month. We have another council meeting next week, and then we'll have another council meeting the following 2 weeks. So March 6th and March 20th. Those are our 2 meetings in March.
Okay. It brings up a question, Noel. Is it too early to ask you if you're running for re-election this year?
I am. I will be running for re-election for counselor at large. I'm very happy with the position, and yes, I'm looking forward to. I mean, I haven't really announced, but my true intentions is to move forward and continue to do a good job with the city. So yes, I would say I would be doing it. I wouldn't make it like an official and have a kickoff yet, but it looks like I'm gonna, 99% of the way gonna run for re-election.
All right, very good. Anything else we should let folks know about right now?
I think just we're looking forward to going into the next few months. Obviously, we want to get into spring in a couple of weeks here, and get over this this particular snow/winter time. We've done very, very good with not a lot of snow, so hopefully there'll be a little bit of a surplus in the snow and ice fund. Commissioner Gracioso does a great job with, his spending and what we need to do to pre-treat and how to make it safe on the roads, but also not waste any funding over there in that particular department. We've actually gone over a few years, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just Mother Nature comes out, and that's what happens. So hopefully this year we can get a little bit of a surplus and not have to spend as much and go over the budget. So we're looking forward to that. Knock on wood, Joe, because March, you never know, but it will get warmer. I could assume.
Absolutely. We look forward to these reports with you in short sleeves.
You bet. And back out walking.
That's right.
Get the steps in.
Thanks a lot, Noel.
Thank you so much, Joe. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.